All right, so this whole TikTok thing, huh? It's it's been a wild ride this week.
Crazy.
Billions of users in the US like wake up one morning and boom,
Gone.
their favorite app.
Poof.
It's gone.
Yeah.
Only for it to like suddenly reappear.
Yeah, just as quickly as it disappeared.
So we're going to like try to unpack everything that went down here.
Yeah.
This attempted ban, all the politics behind it and what it means, you know,
Absolutely.
for the users, for the music industry,
Right.
even like global tech, you know.
For sure.
So we've got like a ton of articles here to try and piece all this together.
Lot to cover.
Wired, The Guardian, Axios, even The New Yorker.
Wow.
It's
interesting how like something that seems, you know, so simple,
yeah.
like banning an app.
Right.
It's opened up this whole can of worms.
Yeah.
It's so much bigger than just, you know, teenagers dancing.
Totally.
We're talking like national security,
Right.
freedom of speech. Like, what does that even mean in the digital age?
Yep.
And, you know, the power dynamics between governments and these huge tech companies.
Absolutely. To understand like how serious all this is,
Yeah.
we need to go back to April of 2024.
Okay.
When Congress passed this law called PFACA.
Mm-hmm.
It stands for the Protecting Americans from Foreign Adversary-Controlled Applications Act.
Oh, wow.
Which is a mouthful. But
No.
basically, this law gave ByteDance, which is TikTok's parent company in China, an ultimatum.
Yeah.
Sell its U.S. operations or get out.
Create.
Get banned nationwide.
Yeah. And this is where like all the technical stuff gets interesting
Okay.
because, you know, the U.S. government, their main concern
Yeah.
is the algorithm and like how much data TikTok collects.
Right.
It's like everything. They've got user demographics, browsing habits, the content they create, what they watch,
Wow.
everything.
So the fear is that like
Yeah.
China could get access to all that.
Exactly. And could potentially misuse it. I mean, there's concerns about like surveillance, using it to, you know, manipulate public opinion
Wow.
through targeted content.
That's scary.
Yeah. It's like, remember the algorithm? That's the engine of
Yeah.
TikTok.
Yeah.
That's what makes it so successful.
Yeah.
That's why users are so hooked.
It knows you so well.
Yeah. But in the wrong hands.
Right.
That same algorithm, it's a powerful tool
Oh, yeah.
for control, for manipulation.
So then we get to like last weekend
Oh.
and the deadline for ByteDance
Right.
to comply with this PFACA law.
Yeah.
It hits. And the Supreme Court actually upheld this law on Friday.
Oh, wow.
They rejected TikTok's arguments
Mm-hmm.
that this was like a violation of free speech.
So basically they said, no, this law stands.
Yeah. So this put the outgoing Biden administration in a tough spot
Oh, yeah, I bet.
because like banning a super popular app
Right before leaving office.
right before leaving office,
Not a good look.
it's like not a smooth transition at all.
No.
So they basically were like, here you go. Incoming Trump administration, you deal with this.
Hot potato.
Talk about a political hot potato.
Yeah, especially because Trump himself was the one who like
Right.
first advocated for the ban during his previous presidency.
Yeah.
It's a whole different world now.
Right. But the political landscape had totally shifted
Right.
since then. You know, Trump spent the 2024 campaign building this huge following on TikTok.
Huge.
And he used it to like connect directly with voters.
Totally bypassing the media.
Totally bypassing the media.
Yep.
So suddenly this platform that he had like demonized
Right.
became like this valuable tool.
An asset.
Yeah, for political engagement.
Exactly.
So what does Trump do?
Hmm.
Sunday morning, he goes on Truth Social, his own social media platform,
Right.
and announces a 90-day reprieve for TikTok.
A reprieve.
Yeah, instead of like an all-out ban.
Hmm.
He proposes this joint venture
Okay.
where the U.S. would actually own like 50% of TikTok.
Wow. So it shows you how like political calculations can completely influence these decisions
Yeah,
about technology and national security.
it's wild. And the turnaround was so fast.
Oh, yeah.
Within hours of Trump's announcement,
Uh-huh.
TikTok is back online.
Wow.
And the company releases a statement
Mm-hmm.
thanking Trump
Thank you
for his strong stand for the First Amendment,
Wow.
which is
a little
a
ironic.
little ironic.
Yeah.
TikTok, a company facing a ban because of national security concerns,
Right.
is now praising the guy who wanted to ban them
The very same guy.
as like a champion of free speech.
The irony, this
It's
whole
like-
thing,
It's crazy.
it shows just how tangled up
Yeah,
politics and technology are these days.
absolutely.
Like a real-life plot twist.
Yeah, so what was the reaction from TikTok users? I mean, I imagine it was like a collective sigh of relief.
Yeah.
Can you imagine being a TikTok creator?
Right.
You spent like weeks scrambling,
Yeah.
trying to move your audience to another platform.
And then all of a sudden TikTok is back.
It's like
That emotional roller
that's not
coaster.
food. What a ride. And it's like some users during this whole blackout thing, they actually started using other Chinese apps.
Oh, really?
Like Xiaohongshu.
Interesting.
It's almost like a
A statement.
yeah, a statement.
Yeah.
Like if you're going to ban one sketchy Chinese app,
Right.
we'll just find one that's even less regulated.
Right. It's like this distrust, I think,
Yeah.
with the U.S. government, like, overreaching.
Yeah, and for some people, this wasn't just like a minor inconvenience.
Yeah.
The New Yorker and the New York Times both talked about this. This incident in Wisconsin where a guy
Yeah, I read about that.
set fire to a congressman's office.
Wow.
And it was apparently...
Over TikTok?
Yeah, because of the TikTok ban.
Wow, that's intense.
It's like, it really shows you how much...
People care about this?
Yeah, how much people care about this app.
It's like, for a lot of people, especially younger generation, it's not just an app. It's like their creative outlet.
Yeah.
It's a community. It's how they make money.
Right.
So, like, this ban really showed how important it is.
Yeah, how embedded it is in their lives.
Totally.
And the music industry,
Oh, yeah.
they had a lot to lose, too.
Huge.
TikTok has become, like, the place where new music is discovered.
Absolutely. It's like a whole new way for artists to reach fans, for songs to go viral.
Yeah. But, like, beyond the users and the music industry,
Yeah.
this whole thing has, like, much bigger implications.
Absolutely. It's like this whole U.S.-China thing
Yeah.
that's getting worse in the digital world.
Yeah.
This TikTok thing is just like one little battle
Right.
in this, like, bigger war for tech dominance.
So it's about more than just, like, data privacy.
Yeah. So much more.
Right.
It's about national security. It's about economic power.
Right.
It's about who controls the future of technology.
Wow.
The U.S. and China both see tech innovation as the key to global influence. They're both fighting for that advantage.
And some people are saying that, like, banning an app just because of where it's from,
Right.
it sets a dangerous precedent.
It's a slippery slope.
Right.
It's like, what are we going to ban next?
Yeah.
It could lead to, like, online censorship.
Right.
Other countries could do the same thing.
Yeah.
And then we end up with, like, a fragmented internet.
Right.
With different rules everywhere.
It's like a digital Cold War almost.
Yeah, exactly. Like countries building their own little
Right.
proved apps and content.
Yeah. And we can't forget about, like, the economic side of this.
Oh, yeah. Huge.
TikTok is a platform for businesses, for creators, for advertisers.
Right.
A ban would affect
So many people.
so many people.
So many industries.
And this temporary ban kind of gave us a preview
Yeah.
of what that would look like.
Right. Creators had to, like, scramble to move their content.
Yeah.
Businesses were losing money.
Yeah.
The music industry was freaking out. They didn't know how to promote music without TikTok.
It's interesting, though. The New York Times had this article, and they were saying that, like,
Yeah?
maybe people wouldn't miss TikTok as much as we think.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They said that, like, yeah, some people are upset,
Right.
but a lot of Americans are just kind of like,
Shrugging it off?
yeah, shrugging it off. Maybe it's like app fatigue.
Could be.
There are so many apps out there.
So many choices.
Maybe people are just more adaptable.
Yeah. Or maybe it's like a deeper thing.
Like what?
Like we've just accepted that these tech companies
Take our data.
are taking our data.
Yeah.
It's like the price we pay to be online.
It's kind of depressing when you think about it.
Yeah, it is.
Like, are we so used to giving up our privacy that we'll do it just to, like...
Be entertained?
Yeah, be entertained.
To stay connected.
Right.
I mean, it makes you think.
Yeah, like, what does this mean for the future of the internet?
Right. What are we willing to sacrifice?
Yeah.
Just to use these platforms.
Right.
And who really has the power here?
Right.
Is it us, the users, or is it the tech giants?
And even with this 90-day reprieve,
Yeah.
TikTok's future is still up in the air.
Totally.
Will they actually sell to a U.S. company?
We'll see.
What about their algorithm?
Right.
It's like their secret weapon.
Yeah, it's valuable, but it's also the source of all this controversy.
Right.
The Guardian had this article
Yeah.
about Elon Musk maybe buying TikTok
Oh, wow.
since he already owns X.
That would be crazy.
Can you imagine
Yeah.
one person controlling two of the biggest social media platforms?
Yeah.
It's like all this power in the hands of just a few tech companies.
Right.
What does that mean for freedom of the press, for
Yeah.
democracy in the digital age?
It's a lot to think about. But,
There's-
like, what does this all mean for us, the users?
Yeah.
Are we just pawns in this game between governments and tech companies? I feel like my head's spinning.
I know, Ray.
This whole TikTok thing. It's a lot.
The ban the politics, the data privacy,
Yeah.
the sale. Like,
it's a lot to process.
Really is.
And it just shows you, like, the digital world is, like, constantly changing. The rules are always being rewritten.
So, like, what are the main takeaways here for our listeners?
I think the biggest thing is awareness.
Oh, okay.
Like, we need to be aware of, like, the power dynamics.
Right.
Governments are worried about national security.
Yeah.
Tech companies want to be on top.
Right.
And we, the users,
we're stuck in the middle.
We're caught in the crossfire just trying to figure it all out.
So it's not enough to just, like, use these apps.
Yeah.
We have to, like, be active.
Right. Every choice we make online.
Yeah.
The platforms we use, the data, we share the content we like.
Yeah.
It all shapes the digital world.
You have to be mindful.
Yeah. And informed.
Right. Like, keep up with all the changes.
Yeah. With tech policy, data privacy, online security. It's constantly evolving.
And we can't just, like, believe everything we read, right? We have to think critically.
Question things.
Question things, look at different perspectives.
Like that New York Times article that said, like, banning TikTok might actually help Chinese platforms.
Right, like Zhahong Shu.
It's like you try to do one thing.
And then something else happens.
Totally unintended consequences.
Exactly. So we need to, like, analyze things from different angles.
Right.
Have real discussions.
And not get caught up.
In the hype or the fear.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day,
right.
Technology is a tool.
Right.
We decide how we use it.
For good or for bad.
Yeah, it's up to us.
It's empowering in a way.
Yeah, it's not all doom and gloom.
Right. We can shape the digital world.
Absolutely.
We can demand more transparency from these companies.
Yes.
Hold our governments accountable.
Exactly.
And fight for a better internet.
A more open internet.
Yeah.
A more fair internet.
An
internet that respects our privacy.
Yeah, this whole TikTok thing.
Yeah.
It's like a tiny example.
A microcosm.
Yeah, of these bigger issues.
Yeah. Right, national security versus freedom.
Data privacy.
Who has the power?
Yeah.
A wake-up call.
It really is.
We need to be informed, engaged.
Empowered. So as we wrap up this deep dive into TikTok, we'll leave you with this thought.
Okay.
What would a truly democratic internet look like?
Okay.
And what's your role in making that happen?
That's a good question.
It is.
Until next time, keep questioning, keep exploring, keep diving deep.